Good evening and welcome back to Alton Towers and More on Planet Coaster, where we are recreating DUEL at Alton Towers. So this is another recreating series here at Alton Towers and More. We're going to be recreating DUEL. We're going to be recreating it as DUEL, The Haunted House Strikes Back. And yes, I've started the facade here already, just a bit of it, just to show you a little bit of a head start. And yeah, I'm going to be doing this first episode building the ride, the facade area. I don't intend on getting the facade finished in one episode. It's very, very highly doubtful. But yeah, yeah, the reason why I'm recreating this, the previous series was good. However, it wasn't good enough in my standards, because it just everything was a bit out of shape and it wasn't really the right size. Everything, like the facade for example, I was always forever changing things on it. So yeah, well, this recreation, as we can see, I do think it is already starting to look a lot realistic. And yeah, so literally creating the facade area now, just to start off the ride. And yeah, so it's amazing, the facade on DUEL, because it's like it's literally in the name, just as it's described. It's a face of a building, and obviously in the facade, I don't think there's anything in there. I mean, there wouldn't fit anything in there because it's just the queue line behind it. And yeah, it's dead interesting though, aren't they, facades? But yeah, just doing the facade up now, the left section of the building. Already got most of it done. And yeah, we're about I wouldn't say halfway doing the facade. I'm also going to be doing the area as well. But yeah, so it'll be an interesting series. Not only did I not like the bad one, not only did I not like the previous one, I did like it, to be fair, but I just thought it was really good. I really liked doing the previous series, so why not do it again? Because I really enjoyed it, so I thought, let's do it again. So here I am, doing it again. And yeah, literally it's got a very old-fashioned style, hasn't it, this facade? And yeah, it's a very interesting, it's very random, I would say, the facade on DUEL, or as it's now known as Alton Manor, the Curse at Alton Manor. And yeah, I won't be there on opening day of the season to ride the Curse at Alton Manor, but not too long after that, we will be visiting the resort. And yeah, and also I've got plenty of vlogs planned as well for the future. I did actually discuss them the other night in the Alton Towers and More talk show. So yeah, but I am really excited to ride this ride in real life, and I know a lot of other people are as well. And yeah, I know that a lot of people keep saying that all of the props from DUEL and scenes have been removed. That's false, because we know that from the trailer for the Curse at Alton Manor. Inside the ride there still remains the dining hall scene, and my guess is that most of the scenes will be staying. They're just going to be refurbed up a bit, and probably quite a lot of new props in as well. And yeah, so yeah, the facade's already coming along really well, just as expected. It's going to be a lot smaller than the previous one, because the previous recreation I did, it didn't look the best, to be fair. So this one will look a lot more realistic and more accurate to the size it is in real life, really. So yeah, really excited for this series though. It's going to be a good adventure. And yeah, so I'm also, if you wanted to know, I will be doing the interior of the ride, the entire ride system. You all know what I'm like if you watch the previous recreation. I did my own custom track for it and everything. The only thing I didn't do is add any music, because I'm not too sure. The YouTube tutorials are a bit complicated. So I'll look into trying to add some music maybe on this recreation. I can't promise it, to be fair, but I'll have a look, at least. I did look at doing some adding music into the previous recreation, but I just found it a bit too complicated. But yeah, maybe it'll be coming in this series. I'm not too sure really on that. So stay tuned though, it might happen. And yeah, but I am just really excited to ride the ride in real life, as we know it's now refurbed. And yeah, also lately I've been talking about the USA trip at the end of the year for us at Alton Towers and more. Our first ever time vlogging outside the country. It won't be the first time in the US, although I haven't actually vlogged when I went to the US before. But yeah, I'll be doing a lot of vlogs. That's if I can get the time off school though. And yeah, apart from that though, over here in the UK, we have got all this exciting news, haven't we, with Alton Towers. So yeah, a lot's going on lately really in the UK. Of course, we've got the new area at Chessington World of Adventures. We've got Thorpe Park. We've got I can't even start how much is happening there. And Drayton Manor as well. That place is crazy at the moment. And yeah, I had no idea what I was doing there. So that's not going to be the actual roof I'll be using. That's just a temporary roof for now, just to make it a bit easier for when I'm building. Because I want to get started on other sections of the facade, such as the middle part where the window is at the top, and the big window at the bottom. So yeah, I am already quite impressed, to be fair, of how it's coming along. So now I'm going to be creating the window. So I've actually organised it so all the windows are in certain sections, and then the building is also in a certain section. I will also be using the same colour for all the windows as well. And yeah, so we've got a tiny little window up here. It's literally, I don't think there's an interior, is there, for any of these buildings, is there, at Alton Towers, any of the facades? But yeah, I might be doing a live stream building DUEL in the future. Maybe, I don't know about that, because I did previously try doing a live stream and it didn't really go too well because the audio was playing up for most of it. The game's just saving. And yeah, so I might be doing one in this series. I'm not too sure really on that. And yeah, just getting the right sizes for everything as well. That's what it was all about in Planet Coaster, getting the right sizes and measurements for everything. Because this window it really is quite little. In fact, that's way too big. It's very complicated in Planet Coaster when you want to get something a very accurate size, because it's always either going to be overlapping something, or it's always going to be not finding the right objects, because we all know what Planet Coaster is like, and we all know what it's like when I play Planet Coaster. Nothing really wants to go right, does it? But yeah, so getting this tiny little window done up here, which is I think this is going really well actually, this recreation already. The bricks I don't need to change the colour of, because they are already pretty much the colour they are in real life. I'm not just working on this from memory, I have got a picture which I'm copying off. Yeah, I do think I could do this from memory, definitely, because doing the previous recreation I had to look at that many pictures, and that's what got me into the ride really quite a lot, and that's why it's my favourite dark ride at Alton Towers. So yeah, does that look right? I'll probably change the size of this window in the future. There we go, so it actually comes out as well, this window. So I'm going to add a black board in there, just so it looks like there's an interior and it's just dark. You'll understand what I mean in a second. I'm not too sure how many videos this series is going to make up. The last series I didn't actually make everything in videos. I did every now and then just an update. I did a couple of videos just building on camera, but yeah, I won't be doing that in this series, only on this one. I might do, you never know, but I'm not planning on doing any episodes building on Planet Coaster, only just updates like the previous one. And yeah, so just getting the right window details now. That'll do. Just getting the right sizes for everything. So yeah, in some cases I might have to do a bit of cheating and use some objects which I won't be planning on using, such as for the windows, for example. I was planning on using them, like I've used here, them metal bits, but I can't get the right size because we all know what Planet Coaster is like. And yeah. To be fair, this series, I am really impressed with it. To be fair, it's already looking really nice and very realistic as well. On the previous recreation, I did try taking some screenshots of the ride and then taking photos of the ride in real life in the exact angles, and it just didn't look right. So that's another reason why I am doing this I can't even speak, recreation again. And yeah, I bet that glass is going to be just too big for it, isn't it? That's about right, to be fair. And there we are. And it's also got a mini roof on this window as well. So I'm sorry I'm not talking there, I'm just a bit focused, that's all. But yeah, I am actually really impressed with how this recreation is going along. Yeah, I know we've only just started it, and I know I've said that a lot in this video, but it honestly is going a lot better than the previous recreation. Because when I did start the previous recreation, I was new to Planet Coaster, so I wasn't really familiar with all the building skills on it, like any cheats that I could do or anything. Like toolkit items, I didn't even know what they were when I was new to Planet Coaster. So yeah. Whereas now I'm recreating DUEL for the second time, and it's actually going really well. So yeah. So I'm not too sure, like I said earlier, how many episodes there will be. I definitely do know there won't be as many as the previous one because I'm a lot more used to Planet Coaster than I was before. But yeah, so the previous recreation took me 2 years. This one will probably only take a few months because obviously, like I've just said about 1,000 times, I'm okay with Planet Coaster now. I'm very much used to it. And yeah, there we go. This is coming along really well. In terms of the other Planet Coaster series, by the way, guys, there are going to be new episodes coming on them very soon. I'm just focusing on certain bits lately because there's a lot of recreations on Planet Coaster that I'm either not too keen on, like Splash Landings, for example. That's not going the greatest, unfortunately, because I can't seem to get much right on there at the moment. A lot of the objects are either not the same size or something. So yeah, I'm not too sure when the next episode of that is going to be out. But yeah, I might have to not do anything on there. I'm not too sure yet. I might have to abandon it. I'm thinking of it. But I don't know, maybe. We'll see what happens in the future, really. I want to try and get a lot in this episode done so I can get a good thumbnail. I know you guys would have clicked on the video because of probably the thumbnail. And yeah, there's just a bit of building here which I need to get sorted out. But yeah, I know you guys did, if you were watching the previous recreation of this, I know a lot of people were enjoying that, so I thought I'd bring it back and you can have all the updates you can on it. And yeah, so I will be doing a lot of updates on this. I've just realised the window does need to come down a little bit, or quite a lot. And yeah, this is so, honestly, I'm actually really impressed with how this is already going. Because compared to the previous recreation, honestly, you have no idea. I mean, I know I've said it 50 times, but you have no idea how much this looks accurate to the facade in real life. But yeah. I will be adding the custom dual signing in this as well, like I did in the previous recreation. I am just looking for, is it this one? Yeah, this. Ooh. Previously, in the previous recreation, I used this under the window because there is this detail, and it fit just perfectly. So this gives you an idea of the size of the previous building. It went all the way across to here. So this one's a lot more realistic, but I'll have to create my own with that, unless I'll end up finding something else. No, I don't think so. They're all the same length. It doesn't matter. There's a little decoration under there, and I'm trying to find the right one. It doesn't really matter too much though. I've got a lot more that I need to work on here. Now there is a window here, and it is slightly bigger than this one. So I will have to do some editing here, as we can see. Honestly, when you get used to Planet Coaster though, you end up becoming either like so lazy on it or something, because you know everything, and you've got loads of little tips that you can easily do, and you can easily like get away with doing loads of little things. If you do play Planet Coaster, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. If you've never played Planet Coaster before, you're probably thinking, what is he on about? I am running out of things to talk about though, you can admit. But yeah, for the past 18 minutes, what is there to talk about, really, apart from Jewel? Just saving again here. Any second now. There we go. These windows here, I did actually have a look a couple of years ago at what's inside them. I just put my phone on the selfie stick, which I did my vlogs on back then, and put it on full length, and I put it up to this window, and this window actually as well. Put my camera through the window, and it's actually just a black board behind these windows, which is interesting to see. Obviously if I make any mistakes now, it is early on in the series, so I can absolutely 100% go back and change anything that I need to later on, when I would have nearly finished the ride, because in the previous series there was a lot of things which I did end up changing. If you were following the previous series, you will understand that it looked so different when I finished it. And it did, because honestly I changed so much. The facade didn't even look right. I'll give you that, but yeah. To be fair, I think I was the first ever person on Planet Coaster to recreate the ride. Then Digital Dan did his recreation, but he only did the facade area. I'm not too sure why he didn't do the rest of the ride. I don't think he wanted to in the end. I think he gave up. But and then obviously, I think it was literally last week, wasn't it, Digital Dan? He went back on that recreation and didn't do the recreation, but had a look at just an idea of what it might look like in real life, the new refurb. Well, this version I am planning on just doing DUEL, The Haunted House Strikes Back, because the Curse of Alton Man is not actually an open ride yet, and yeah. Oh, hang on. Honestly, Planet Coaster, it's very sensitive, this game. There we go. So just trying to get everything as accurate as I can, so I can continue building. We'll probably get to 30 minutes, I think, on this. There we go, that looks absolutely perfect. I'm going to change the roof up a bit here. What I will do, I'm going to, as we can see, there's this thingy here where I've had to sort of overlap it. I'm going to put some leaves there just to cover it, and it will look a lot better. But yeah, we're coming to nearly the end of the video now, just a few more minutes just to make everything as accurate as possible, and we'll be ending the video off. But yeah, I am really excited for what the future holds for this recreation, and the ride of course itself in real life, because that is my favourite dark ride in the world, and DUEL is. And I know that ride does have a lot of fans out there as well, and it's not just me. So yeah, a lot of people are really excited to see what the future holds for the ride, and yeah. And there we go, just like that. It's already looking realistic. What I'm going to do, here is just oh, hang on. Anyone who knows DUEL very well, they will know that the ride has got a bit of a complicated design on the facade, and yeah, this actually goes up a little bit as well. I'd just say about there. Oh, hang on. Honestly, this is how complicated Planet Coaster gets. It gets very on your nerves, doesn't it? Anyone who does play it. Just want to get everything though as accurate as I can, all the angles right. I did try my best on the last recreation, but obviously my skills have improved here on Planet Coaster. So yeah, I am planning on getting a lot more things in the ride, such as props and stuff, better. Because before, yeah, I did do my custom props. I will be doing them again in this series. However, I'm going to put a lot more detail into them because the last ones looked absolutely horrific. So yeah. But yeah, there we go. This is looking really nice. I think I will be doing a lot of changes onto that part there. I'm going to need a blackboard here. And have as much space in here as possible because I will be putting them humongous Planet Coaster candles in here. Because there are actually candles in the windows in real life here, and I think they're really effective, especially at night time, because they do like to glow the windows up on the facade. Because this facade is a beautiful house, and it may not look like it for a lot of people, but I think it is just quite a nice general part of Alton Towers. Like I know not a lot of people even really notice it. Like I struggle to realise how people who aren't fans of Alton Towers know how this is a ride, because the building just looks like one of the houses in the gardens, doesn't it? But yeah, there we go then. So this is looking absolutely amazing already, this recreation. I'm going to be doing the chimney now, up here. I did actually do my own special design for a chimney on the previous recreation, and I think I might be able to get away with doing it as well on this one. Yeah, I think I will. Bear with me a second, guys. I'm just trying to get this right for the chimney. I always used to wonder what's actually inside the facade, and I do now. Well, I'm sure it is. I do now know that the it's just nothing in there. It's just the building's face. But yeah, I always used to wonder though about it. So yeah, this is honestly, you guys have no idea how impressed I am already with this recreation. The last one was rubbish compared to this. So I just realised I've got a few new items in the toolkit, because I do believe Planet Coaster does has its own items, doesn't it, onto the toolkit as well sometimes. And sometimes when they do, it distracts me and I end up scrolling through seeing what they've added for me. But yeah, so I'm just adding this final little detail here. Jesus, we're 30 minutes in already. How quick has that gone? It doesn't matter. Okay, so sorry about that little break there. There we are then. So this looks absolutely stunning already. Just, it looks so realistic. I don't know how much more realistic you could get to that really for the facade. But I'm just going to add this final little detail here. I might even leave the roof as that, to be fair, because no one's going to pay attention to the tiles on there, are they? But yeah, I'm just going to add a little bit of, before we end the video now, I'm just going to add a little bit of overgrownness, I'm sure there's a word for that, overgrown bushes and stuff onto the facade here. So I do hope this recreation is inspiring, and if it is making someone want to recreate it themselves. I would recommend doing it if you've got if you're a very calm person and you can handle stress, for example, like when the game's saving or something, because I know that can stress you out quite a lot on Planet Coaster. So if you are thinking of getting Planet Coaster, I will warn you about that. But yeah, it can get quite stressful when it comes to bits like that. I need a very small bush just to sort this top window out here. There we go, that'll be alright if I put this on its side. It's a similar colour to the other one as well, isn't it? And, oh hang on, just before we go, we'll get to the end eventually. I will be adding just some... Oh, let's see if I can get there. Just some overgrownness again down here. Just underneath the facade windows. And there we go. So sorry, there we go. So thank you very much for watching this episode 1 of recreating DUEL at Alton Towers. Very impressed with how the series has just started, and I do believe that the rest of the episodes will be also very impressive. I hope I've inspired a lot of people to do something like this as well. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe. Turn on the post notifications so you don't miss out when we upload another video just like this one. If you did like the video, then well done. I don't really know what I'm supposed to say, do I? So yeah, I do hope you liked the start of this recreation. Trying to get everything as accurate as I can. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye and have a great evening.